Hello, welcome to our Adobe Express Creative Challenge. My name is Elle Mott, and I'm so excited to be hanging out with you guys today for the next 30-ish minutes. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm one half of Weekend Creative. We're an art director and photographer team based in San Jose, California. We do a lot of work with clients to create commercial images. We shoot products, but we also are really passionate about education. We have an educational platform for freelancers and photographers called Saturday School. And I love getting to hang out with you guys on Adobe Live. So please say hello in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you missed any of the previous challenges in this series, we've been going live every Tuesday in the month of April. And there's so many different fun things that we got to do. We played around with enhancing our images. There's so much that we worked on. And so feel free to go back and watch the replays of those streams if you missed them. And all the streams on Adobe Live, there's so much great content there for you, totally free. So make sure that you go back and watch those, and also make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming streams. So it looks like we have Alessandra here, Jack, Robert. Hello. Thank you guys so much for being here. Arvi, thank you. Francisco. Awesome. Well, as we go along, feel free to ask questions. We're going to be playing around with animation today in Adobe Express. And I love this feature because it just makes your life so much easier. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to animate anything before. I used to animate things in Photoshop. And this is 1,000 times easier. So thank you, Adobe Express, for making this possible for us. You should have received a starter file. It will be in the chat for you. So make sure to grab that if you want to start and design along with me. But we are going to start with a blank file. I'm here in Adobe Express. I'm just going to hit my plus icon, and I'm going to go into my square because I'm going to create a cute little graphic for social media for spring. So we are going to just add some text to start. So really simple. And I'm gonna go ahead and just type and then duplicate so that I can I can add all the text that I want. I'm gonna create a little floral animation based off of this quote by Monet that just it feels like spring to me. So I love it, and I've been planting flowers in my garden. So I wanted to play around with this. So we're gonna start out just by adding our text, and then actually let's add um, our attribution, not money, Monet. Okay, here we go. Looks like we have Bree watching from Vegas, but the Bay Area also. Yes, I am originally from the East Bay Area, and now in San Jose. So super fun. But I love Vegas as well. Okay, so we're gonna change our font here and then just make a really quick little design. I'm gonna change the size of this guy and center. You can use your guides, or you can also come over to position and center and align everything to your artboard that way. And then let's bring these guys down and put them roughly where we want them. We can select everything and center, and then bring this even further down. Okay. I would love to know if you guys have played around with using animation in Express before, and if so, tell me about your experience. I would love to hear about it. Let's go ahead and bring this guy around there. That's fine. That works. Okay, cool. So we have our text in, and now we're going to add some flowers to animate. And so we're going to go into our elements and then go to icons. We're going to search for flowers. Express also makes it so easy just to get like a quick little icons or shapes, backgrounds, all of that is just right there in Express. And if you have a premium account, these are included in your subscription. If you have a premium Creative Cloud account, all of this is included. So let's go ahead and find the little maybe search flower because I think I want singular flowers. Here we go. This is the one that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and just place these here and kind of make them different because my idea is that I want the flowers to be growing in eventually. We're going to get there. I'm going to show you a few different things that we can do. Um, but we can kind of play around with that. And if you want to reverse or flip any of the little icons, you can just click onto position again and then flip horizontally. And let's change the size to, come on. Okay, maybe not. Why are you not letting me change the size? Okay, then we're gonna leave that one as is. Hmm, did you get locked? Okay, we're gonna delete that one and we're gonna add a new one and see, since that one's given us some trouble. We're going to flip you. There we go. That's what we want. And I just want to kind of create a little bit of variation between these. So we are going to duplicate again, flip, make this one bigger, maybe a little taller, and maybe do about 5 of these guys. Okay, bring him up a little bit. Okay, and then one more. And maybe like that. So it kind of feels like a little garden. And of course, you could include different icons if you want. There's so many options. You could even draw your own in Express. So that is an option too. Or you can import an Illustrator file and it will import with all of your layers. You can animate all those layers. So lots that you can do to play around with. But we're going to go ahead and add some color to this. I saved a little color palette for us because these are the colors I wanted to use. But there's also so many different really great templates right in Adobe Express. You could select one and it will color for you. And then, of course, you can like shuffle through that as well if that's something that you want to play around with. It's really fun to explore and just get inspiration. But we are going to click on this guy, and I like how it did this, but I kind of want to color each of these individually. So I'm going to go ahead and click on each of them and then click on the fill and choose what color I want them to be. Let's go ahead and change that guy, and then this guy, and then this one. Perfect. Okay. And then I want these to be at the top too, because I think it'd be really cool if they also grow down from the top. So I just selected all of them and duplicated, and then I'm just going to rotate them and put them right over here. Check in with our chat. Yes, Jack dropped the starter file in the chat. So thank you so much for doing that. And feel free to grab that if you want to design along with me. Okay, so cute, so spring, so festive. I feel my allergies coming on already. So let's let's get into playing with animation. So there's a couple different ways we can go about this. When I click on the animation button up here, it's going to take me to the Animate All panel. And this panel is super helpful if you want to just do like one and done, have Express kind of take care of the work for you and just animate everything all at once. So let's go ahead and kind of play around with some of these options. You can see Express is kind of figuring out what this could look like, and it's doing that for me. We could test out different things. That's so cute. Beautiful, right? There's so many different options here. So we can definitely play around with this. And of course, we can come into here. And if we're like, oh, actually, this is our layers panel. I want, this text to come in a little bit sooner. Or we can click into all the different layers and say like, okay, I want this flower to come in later. We can customize this as needed. So we can make those adjustments. And of course, we can also add audio here directly in Express, which is super awesome. But I want to animate all of these individually. So we are going to undo this animation. Okay, go back to the beginning, and we are going to animate all these things separately. So I want to animate the text. I want it to be like typed out in this. So I'm going to click on just the text that I want to animate and click on animation. And then we're going to go down and go to typewriter. And you can see when I click on it, it shows me that text is animated in a little typewriter format. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same, but we want the flowers to kind of start once the I must have ends, if that makes sense. So it's like typing it all out as if it was an actual sentence. And so we're going to go ahead and change that. And then we're going to make this typewriter as well. We can play that back and see perfect timing. Look at that. And then we want this guy also to kind of start once the flowers ends. So let's take a look at that. It's a little, could come in a little bit sooner. Perfect. And then same with our Monet here. And that one will come in very last. So let's see, maybe a little bit later. Tiny bit later. And of course, if we wanted to make our clip longer, we can extend right here, and that's going to give us a much longer clip. We can also add additional clips using this plus icon, and then once we add additional clips, we can add transitions as needed. So if you're wanting to make a whole, animated video or reel or anything like that, that is where you can add additional clips, and then of course our audio down here. So that is our text, and then we want to add our flowers as if they are growing in. So let's go ahead and animate those. And I kind of want all of them to grow in a little differently. So let's go ahead and start with this first one, and we're going to choose Rise. Cool. And then I'm going to change the duration. So I want this one to be longer. I'm going to change the personality to smooth. I'm going to turn off the fade, and then that's the right direction. And then I'm going to select this new checkbox that says start outside of page. As you can see, if I don't select that, it starts like it's already in the page. It never fully leaves the page, but this is a new-ish feature where we can do start outside of page, and then that means it's going to be fully outside of the scene before it grows up. So cute. Okay, and then this one, I want to start this one a little bit later. Let's do Rise again, go back and do smooth. We can leave the duration the same, and then also do start outside of page. And then I'm going to just go in and change all of these guys. Just to show you some of the other options, like these are all the animations for something coming into the scene. So this is like how it could enter. So bungee, drift, drop, flicker, right? There's a lot of different options. We can also do looping animations, which means that it's just going to continually do that motion over and over, which we'll do in a minute. And then we can also do kind of like the outro, how that like animation is going to leave the scene. So and we can, do that here too. So, um, and this also has the end outside of page option. So things can like fully leave the scene, which again, we can play around with that in a second, but let's do none for this and none for this. And then just change all of our little rise settings. Smooth. Let's make this one shorter, but we'll have it start later. And then really quickly, I'm just going to go through and do all these guys. Let's make that one longer. Maybe that one's almost at the beginning. And then this guy, I'm just kind of doing them randomly, just to make it kind of fun. And start outside page. And then this guy can start there. Did I turn off? Let's just check. Yes, I want to turn off the fade on all of them. Just double check this guy. Fade off. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at the bottom there and what that looks like. Oh my gosh, so cute. I love it. We're going to very, very quickly do the top as well. So smooth, start outside page. And then here, we're going to change the direction to be coming down. So right here, we can change all the directions, and that's where we can adjust where it's coming from. So smooth, fade it down, and then perfect. And then smooth, turn off the fade, it down. See how quick it is just for me to animate all of these though? Like I'm doing so many animations, so many animating so many pieces to this so quickly, which is amazing. Okay, and then one more guy here. Make it short, smooth, fade down, start outside page. And then we'll have this one start later. Okay, let's see how all that looks together. Oh my gosh. I love this. This is so fun. Okay, so now once all of the flowers are in, I want to add another animation so that they um, all kind of have like a little movement together. So let's do a looping animation. There's a lot of different ones that we can choose from. Some of them are a little crazy. Um, we could have them be spinning, um, yo-yoing, which that does not seem like a yo-yo to me. I think yo-yo is there we go. Yo-yoing, wiggling. We could have them be breathing or pulsing. So many different options. And that one's cool because they came in at different times and their pulsing starts at different times. But we're gonna go ahead and choose wiggle. And then let's bring down the speed and the intensity a little bit just to make it like a little less crazy. Cute. So you can see if I increase that speed and if I increase that intensity, the changes the way that that changes. Okay, cool. Cute. Okay, I love this. Okay, and then we are gonna do a little outro too. So, again, there's so many different options with this. We could do, they all fade out, they flicker, bungee, um, and drift away, drop. So I think what we want to do, we could also have them rise out, which I think what we'd want to do is let's do these guys first because we want them to go different directions, right? So end outside of page and go down now and take out the fade. Let's do smooth. We could have them, I think it will do them at different times based off of when they came. It looks like it. So that is exactly what I would want, which is great. Thank you, Express, for reading my mind. And then let's do on this bunch too, but now it is going to be up and outside page. Change the fade, and then let's do that too. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, look at this. Let's play our whole animation from start to finish. So cute. I'm obsessed with this. And you could definitely just keep adding layers, keep adding things, right? We could also, of course, have our text fade away. So maybe let's do that really quick. Let's animate our text out. So maybe it just fades away, slides away, spins. There's so many options and it's so fun to play around with them. But I think let's do a fade and see what that looks like. Cute. So really fun. One more time from the beginning. Beautiful. Okay. So we have just a couple minutes left, but let's go ahead and do something else with this. So one other thing that we could do, which would be kind of fun, is let's go and start a new, let's go ahead and start a new document in our last couple minutes here. And let's just do another square. And we're going to go ahead and add a background here. So down to elements to backgrounds. So many options here. But let's click into nature because that's actually let's search flowers. So we could add a background and we could add our text to it, and we can add an animation to this background. Because it's an image, it's gonna just animate all together, if that makes sense. But we could, like, as this image comes in, it could like drift in behind the text or bungee down, and then the text could appear, something really fun like that. We could definitely play around with. The other thing we can do is, if you're making a reel or um, doing anything with like social media, we know like video is so popular right now. So let's go ahead and play around with animating over video. So we can go to our media, and in Adobe Express, if you have a premium account, which if you have a Creative Cloud subscription, you automatically have that premium account, you can go into videos, and all of these videos are going to be included for free in your premium account. So, and as you can see, there's already so many flower videos here, but let's just search and see what we come up with. Oh my gosh, so many great options. This is so pretty. Okay, let's use this. And I'm going to resize this template because I want it to be for social media. So if I click on this, it's going to give me all these different options where I can like quick be like, yes, let's make it into a story ad. So we're going to resize. It resized my template for me, or my canvas for me. And then I'm going to just make this video the size of my canvas. And then very quickly, let's go ahead and add our text again. And this time I'm just going to do it as one block. And let's actually just do it like this. And I know I could just adjust this to do that, but I'm just going to enter because that's easy. We're going to change the alignment. And then of course we can't really see it right now, right? So let's go ahead and change it to white, and we could add something behind it, but I actually kind of like it like this. But maybe if it's down lower, and then we just change the font. So I really like here that Express gives you some recommended fonts that you can play around with. But let's go ahead and look in my little library here, and maybe we can find, I think this one fits it well. And let's change it to bold. And I'm going to actually change this to a pure white because I think it's going to stand out better. There we go. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and animate this text. I like the typewriter, but maybe we'll do like a fade. Yes, let's do that. Oh, and this I'm on the out animation. So let's go ahead and remove that and do an in. And yeah, I think I still like the fade, and then we can do an out, and maybe that's the fade as well. So let's go ahead and play this and see what that looks like. Beautiful. And of course, we can add as many icons or things that we want to enhance this illustration. We could add a border that's animated. You can add so many different fun little features. You could also, like I said before, bring in any illustrations that you've done in Illustrator and add those to your video. So much to play around with. I hope you guys get a chance to play around with this. If you make anything that you're proud of, please tag me on Instagram. Our handle is Weekend Creative. I would love to see what you guys create. And next week, we're going to be making a presentation in Express. So make sure that you tune in then. Hit that subscribe button because I've actually been making all of our presentations and decks in Express for a while. Even like we spoke at a conference last week, and I made the presentation completely in Express. It's so easy to apply your branding and make adjustments. And there's some really great templates for presentations as well if you don't want to spend a lot of time coming up with a design. So I'm excited to show that to you guys. And thank you so much for joining. I'm excited to see you guys next week, and have a great rest of your day.